40 yards and a touchdown.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Welcome into Arkansas Game Day alongside Tommy Kraft, live at Randall Ford. I'm Ty Richardson. We've got you for the next 2 hours leading up to Arkansas and Ole Miss tonight at 6:30. Lot to discuss. And, Tommy, we got a lot of scores to update people on because I don't know if you've been looking at what's going around the SEC, but it's pretty crazy, man.
Well, and around the country, we got to make a hard decision right now. I mean, right now. Are we Brett Bielema fans right now? We got to make that call because Michigan and Illinois are in a battle in the third quarter that has huge implications on the college football playoff. So are we going to root for Bielema, or we want Michigan, Ohio State to have a little more pizzazz?
I kind of want the pizzazz of Michigan, Ohio State from a selfish vantage point, but that would sure create some not to say that game still wouldn't be significant next weekend in Columbus, but undefeated, 2 versus 3, that'd be pretty something.
They're tied at 10 right now, late in the third. I know you're rooting hard for the Baylor Bears. You got family reasons why. They're up 1 on TCU, so that's 2 old Southwest Conference foes. You got to decide between them. So there's a couple games right now, and then you mentioned the SEC games. I mean, Bama's playing Austin Peay. No one cares about that, but there's some stuff going on right now that could make things a little more interesting moving forward.
Yeah, right now Baylor up 21-20 on TCU in Waco in the third quarter. I know my dad is watching this game and probably very nervously watching this game. TCU is only, I think, a 2.5 or 3-point favorite on the Bet Saracen app. This is always a really fun game. You think about the proximity from Waco to Fort Worth. It's not far whatsoever. A lot of these teams, these coaching staffs compete for the same kids, so it is a barn burner right now in Waco, Texas. I don't know if you saw the score between Vanderbilt and Florida, but it kind of floored me when I saw that. Yeah. Right now, Vanderbilt up 28-12 on the Gators in Nashville. Florida was a 14.5-point favorite on the Bet Saracen app, but right now they're losing by 16 points heading into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and Vanderbilt's trying to make this winning thing a habit after winning their first one since 19 in conference play. 1-5 now in the league. Yeah. Now, I don't think they could beat Florida and Tennessee and win their third in a row to get bowl eligible, but Vanderbilt right now trying to get win number 5 of the year, and I don't know, maybe some crazy things happen and a 5-win Vandy gets some of the leftovers come bowl selection time. I don't know. That's what this win could mean for them today at home.
Because is it the deal, Tommy? You got to be academically eligible. I think they would fall into that category since they.
Yeah, your APRs matter. Your academic progress report, not your interest rate, but your those things matter. So I don't know. Maybe I don't. You hate to even talk about a 5-win team getting there, but I guess that's possible.
And the other weird game going on right now, Texas A&M at home against UMass, one of the worst teams in college football. They were 30-plus point favorites on the Bet Saracen app. They're only up 10 in the fourth quarter with about 10 minutes to go. UMass has the football right now. There was no one at Kyle Field.
Well, I mean, UMass is probably one of the better 1-9 teams in the country. Let's be honest, Ty. I mean, this is didn't they beat who did they beat? No, it was UConn that beat Liberty. UMass is just dreadful. So yeah, if A&M lets them hang around, they're 1-9. Ew. So I mean, I still stick by the fact that Jimbo's not getting fired because of the $85 million. I think that if they were going to do it, they'd already done it, but. Maybe if you lose to UMass at home, that's cause. Maybe you can be fired with cause if you lose to UMass at home.
I'm going to send you this video of the attendance at Kyle Field after half. It is brutal. It's raining down there. I think that you could partially blame that, but there's no excuse for. Well, I mean, there's maybe. I'm not kidding you when I tell you this. There's maybe 20,000 people at that game.
Well, I mean, you got 2 teams that are a combined 4-16. Who wants to? I don't know. What's the temperature in college? I don't know. I mean, shouldn't ask if I don't know. But, I mean, if it's anything close to like here, I'm sure it's in the 50s or something. You got better things to do. You got better things to do than watch a 1-3-win team. So I don't blame Aggie fans at all.
Well,
I thought Aggie fans would probably show up because they didn't know any better. So, I mean, give them some credit for being smart.
I'm going to be honest. I got nothing better to do than be at Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium later on tonight. So I have layered up. I've got my long johns. I've got sweats underneath my jeans. I've got my duck boots. Yeah, I'm kind of sweating in the studio.
Yeah, you got to plan that out a little better, son.
And then
you're going to burn up for the next 2 hours.
Well, I like to drive with my windows down even when it's cold outside. So, and if I need to shed a layer, I will. And then I've got a long sleeve T-shirt, a flannel, that Razorback sweatshirt I got from the stadium shop, and my jean jacket. So, and my Razorback mittens. So I'm good to go. I think I'm going to be okay tonight. We'll have to wait and see. We're at section 521. Time we got all 9 of us packed up together. I hadn't seen some of these guys in a year or so. It is going to be fun tonight at Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium.
Yeah, but here's the thing with going to a game is you layer up, like you said. It sounds like you've done your homework, but then if you want to shed a layer, now what are you going to do?
Yeah,
you're not just going to throw it on the ground there. I guess you can leave it in your seat till you leave, but I don't think you're going to be shedding many layers in Section 521 tonight. That's where you said you're sitting.
Yeah, and I have a beanie as well. I've got the cowboy hat too. We'll see if it gets too cold. I'll put the beanie on at some point. But
let me tell you, it was I was out officiating football last night in the great natural state in northwest Arkansas, and it was cold. It was 24, 25 degrees in the second half, and so for those that got out last night to a high school game, particularly in the northwest part of the state, central Arkansas was not as bad, but it was still cool down there. But it was cold last night. So, layering up, I highly recommend it. I got some of that Under Armour heat gear. That stuff works well. And then I've never had one of these before, a battery-powered heated shirt.
How'd it go?
Put that on your Christmas list. I would
battery-powered heated.
Yeah, if you're a duck hunter, I like to fish in cold weather. If you like to do anything outdoors, not just go to a game here and there, because it doesn't always get this cold for Razorback Saturdays. But there's outdoor things you like to do: hunt, fish. A lot of our listeners work in the outdoors. I'd put that on I'd tell Santa about that one this year.
Okay, I'll add it to the list. You talk about high school football. We lost a heartbreaker last night. Catholics down 23-19 to Little Rock Christian. Mm-hmm. Their quarterback throws a great post route with 4 seconds left from about the 25-yard line. We go on to lose that game by 3. I was watching that in the live stream on Warrior Vision. Can't tell you the last time I've watched one of our games, but I got a few texts this morning from fellow Catholic boys that were chirping after their win last night. Not fun. I
heard it was a great game. I was talking to some people that were there, so awesome game all the way throughout. And, I thought Christian would the 6A East hasn't fared as well, but Catholic's the real deal. And then they get PA at home at the stadium. I say home. They're both right there, but they'll play at the stadium. That is Catholic's home field next Friday night, the day after Thanksgiving, for a trip to the state championship game. So that'll probably draw some interest next weekend.
Our number is 877-377-6963. A lot to talk about with this Arkansas football team tonight. We'll talk some more high school if you've got some interest, because I guess they're now in, the semifinals, Tommy, right?
Well, it depends on where you're at, what classification you're in. But they'll move, yes, for the 5, 6, 7A, they move into the semifinals. For the 2, 3, 4A, they're a week, a round behind because of the number of schools. But you'll see the final 4, if you will, in the 5, 6, and 7A next weekend.
Yeah, it's different because of how many, as you just talked about, the schools and the number of teams you got to go through in the smaller classifications. Z kind of laid it out earlier this week at a Razorback Club. He was talking about in basketball, there's like a district tournament, the conference tournament, the state tournament. Like it was something for basketball, how he laid it out. I'd forgotten how many.
Basketball, you got to finish top 4 in your conference generally.
Okay.
That seeds you to get your bye into your district tournament, like you said. Then from the district, it's either 2, but in most conferences 4 that go to a regional. And then you got to get through the regional to get to the state.
That's insane. Yeah. That's crazy how much you got to go through that. By the way, Baylor just scored. They're now up 28-20 on TCU. 9:47 to go in the fourth quarter. I got this on. That is the luxury of doing it in studio today. I got the television on. Hopefully Dad's Baylor Bears come through, because that would throw a wrench in the college football playoff. You were trying to throw out scenarios possibly of Alabama making it. They're big Baylor Bear fans today in Tuscaloosa.
Boy, you ain't kidding. And we're talking about the fighting Brett Bielema's. They've moved ahead of Michigan after the third quarter has come to a conclusion. Illinois, unranked, leads third-ranked Michigan, 17-10, headed for the final 15 minutes.
I know they were ranked at some point. I think they've lost a couple games as of late, but that'd be a huge win for Brett Bielema's. I just never bought into Michigan's quarterback. And Blake Corum's an outstanding running back, probably the best in college football. but I never bought into that offense, especially the quarterback position. And I think there's a chance they could get routed next week in Columbus.
And I know Brett Bielema had a death in the family. There were some questions whether or not he would even be there this week, and our thoughts are with him and his family. And but it looks like his team has responded, and on the road at Michigan, up a touchdown with 15 minutes to go. We're live at Randall Ford. You talk about best of the best. Randall Ford is the best of the best new car dealership, also collision repair. So if you want to come deal with the number one team, they've got it here at Randall Ford. And here's what Jeremy was telling me. We'll talk to Jeremy a little bit later on. Ty, they got the F-150s, thousands off MSRP. He made the decision, because it's Arkansas Ole Miss, that they're going to start their Black Friday sale right now. So come over. They got about 8 or 9 of these F-150s. They've got discounted left, and you can get thousands off the sticker price and tack on 3.9% financing on new F-150s. So Black Friday pricing today till they're gone. And I think he said there's 7 or 8 left. They'd started some earlier today, and check those out. So F-150s, thousands off. Come find out about it. Randall Ford. Best of the best, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
When we come back, let's spend some time on your starting quarterback, K.J. Jefferson. We know how bad he wants to beat Ole Miss. We saw it last year, and they came up oh so close. What kind of impact does he have on tonight's game? That's next. Stay with us. It's Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
People here in Arkansas, yeah, they love to have their fun. So when they want to party right, tonight their party place gets it done. Balloons, costumes, and decorations, the teams of party education. It's time to party, so come to the party place. It's time to party, so come to the party place. Let's party.
When you're thinking car dealers, think Randall Ford at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, or shop us online at randallford.com. You know, this is the 4th oldest Ford dealer in America. 114 plus years of going strong today. 4th generation owned. Very proud to be a part of the River Valley. You know, they take care of local charities. They also help out the schools. They want your business. They want to earn your business. Come see us today at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
High-Tech Truck Refrigeration Service is all about God, family, and our country, and they proudly display the red, white, and blue. At High-Tech, they specialize in truck and trailer repair, service, and are certified in refrigeration repair. And every day, give thanks to those who have served our country and paid the ultimate sacrifice for folks like you and me. High-Tech Truck Refrigeration Service, located in Van Buren at 6410 Alma Highway or at 479-474-2220.
This is Mark with W&W Automotive. Before you hit the holiday road, drop by and let us check your antifreeze. We'll also take a look at your battery, your hoses, belts, things like that. If it's been a while since your last oil change, well, we can take care of that too. We service all makes and models, foreign and domestic. We offer front-end work and alignments also. Don't wait. Come see us just off of Townsend on South O in Fort Smith. Call 242-1600. That's W&W Automotive, a bumper-to-bumper certified shop.
Van Alma Tire Center is always right around the corner from you with all the major brand tires for you to choose from. Bridgestone, Firestone, Cooper, and more. Turn into Van Alma Tire Center for all your tire needs, alignments, oil changes, brakes, and more. With service you can depend on. Van Alma Tire Center is your one-stop shop for all your vehicle and tire needs. Right around the corner at 6805 Alma Highway, 5 miles east of Van Buren and 2 miles west of Alma.
For those near Bullfrog Valley, west of Dover, all the way up to Booger Holler, the Wave Rural Connect Piney Zone is now open for orders. Get fast fiber internet up to 1 gigabyte for just $79.95. Installation is free on the Piney Zone until January 5th, 2023. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Roland. For over 30 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center newly remodeled facility, 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
For over 30 years, Our Landry's New Orleans Cafe has been the River Valley's favorite seafood, Cajun, and steakhouse. Now serving the best game day trays to go, including crawfish etouffee, seafood pasta, bourbon street chicken, blackened catfish, and more. They also do catering, pickup, and delivery. Our Landry's New Orleans Cafe, 613 Garrison Street in downtown Fort Smith. Open Tuesday through Thursday from 5 to 8 and Friday and Saturday from 5 to 9. 783-2505.
Now booking Christmas parties.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
Searching for a promising career change? Looking for an established company that pays competitively and values its team members? Then come be a part of the Beckert family. Beckert and Van Buren has immediate openings for production operators paying up to $29 an hour. Sundays are paid at time and a half, and night shift work has an added premium of $1 per hour. Applications are available 24/7 at Beckert, located off I-40 at Exit 3. Apply today.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Option right. KJ cuts back. Jefferson at the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas! What a run by KJ!
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
No surprise, Tommy. Texted for Miss Lisa a little earlier that she is listening to us. Just a reminder, we're all across our ESPN Arkansas stations, 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 104.3 Harrison Mountain Home, 96.3 Hot Springs Central Arkansas, 95.3 Fort Smith, the River Valley, also 97.1 in Camden, and hitthatline.com, plus Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch as well. That's why I love this technology, man. People can listen to us not only if they're in Arkansas, but all over the place.
You know, and you talk about technology. I'm amazed in these new vehicles here at Randall Ford, the technology that's in that. You can come by and check that out today. We are here at 5500 Rogers Avenue, and the way you can, they call it the connected car. It's pretty amazing stuff. But you're right. Wherever you're at, you can take us on the go. Even if you're outside of our coverage area, you just went through all the ways to listen, basically worldwide.
It's nice to be able to do that every once in a while. So it's consuming content's gotten that much easier, and hopefully that continues to grow us with Arkansas listeners. So again, just an update. Baylor still up on TCU 28-20. Tommy, how much national attention is going to be paid to this Ole Miss Arkansas game tonight, you think? Do you think other college football people are going to tune into it because of where Ole Miss is in the pecking order right now?
All right, well, let's look here. I'm scrolling down. 6:30 tonight, Arkansas and Ole Miss. Ole Miss ranked 14th. You've got Oklahoma State and OU. And that's going to get a lot of national attention because of who it is. It's the Bedlam game. The game tonight also that I think gets a lot of attention nationally will be USC and UCLA. They play at 7 o'clock. So, how much play it gets tonight, how much it trends on Twitter, if you will, I don't know. I think that USC-UCLA game will garner a lot of interest. Now, if Arkansas and Ole Miss play a game that's tight and contested and back and forth, then I think it'll probably get a lot of attention. The outcome of this game is important for both teams. Ole Miss would still like to get in the New Year's Day 6, and Arkansas would like to be going anywhere around New Year's Day.
We do have to remember that this was rated the number one game according to ESPN.com last season, and this was such a fun back-and-forth matchup with Matt Corral and KJ Jefferson. Corral now in the National Football League. Now KJ's opponent, quarterback-wise, is Jackson Dart, who's been pretty good for Ole Miss this season. I think he is better than some people expected, including myself. There was a battle between him and I think Altmaier is their backup quarterback now, but he's kind of taken over. We know that KJ's been up and down at points this season. Injuries have had a lot to do that, but sometimes adrenaline and sometimes that want to just kicks in and you forget about the pain you're feeling. And I have a feeling that that's going to happen for KJ today just because of who that opponent is, Tommy.
And I've kind of flipped my opinion after last night on the type of game. Last week we saw a 13-10 game, and we've been talking about maybe getting on the under today. And I was checking out the Bet Saracen app. It had been around 64, 63.5 somewhere there. I don't know how much it's moved. I need to look and see if it's moved today. I watched and I know these are high school games versus college games, but follow me on my point. If high school teams across Arkansas last night in frigid temperatures could score, and you saw teams in the 70s or in the 60s, you saw lots of scores in the 30s, 40s, 50s. I know those are high school games, but if they can get their offense rolling and things can be smoothed out offensively in that cold, I think Arkansas and Ole Miss are capable of that. So I'm a little less inclined to believe that we'll have a low-scoring game like we did last week.
And they've also had a week or so to get acclimated to it in Oxford and in Fayetteville. I think, to your point, that also plays into the back. So I don't think the under is as attractive, even though it's larger than the one that we had against LSU last weekend. But I definitely follow your point when you look at the other football that's being played, albeit a little less talented in high school, like you said. But I think that rings true to me.
Bet Saracen's got it now at 67.5, and the line is at 1.5. Ole Miss favored by 1.5. So I think this will be a shootout, but I think something more along the lines of 42-38, 45-42, somewhere. I think the game goes over because I don't know. After looking at a lot of those scores from last night, similar weather conditions, I don't think the weather's going to play the factor like you said it did a week ago because people know what to expect. Mm-hmm. They're acclimated to it.
And I think we've kind of had a week to prepare what we're going to wear, how we're going to dress. I don't think there's going to be a lot of people that are walking into the stadium as there are players that are ill-prepared for what's going to occur as windy and as cold as it's going to be tonight. As long as it doesn't downpour snow, which there's not even precipitation on the radar at this point.
No, there's none in the forecast. So everybody's acclimated. Everybody's been out in it for a few days. Last week, there wasn't much buildup. It just got cold all of a sudden right before the game, and we knew it was going to happen, but your body hadn't adjusted. So I think it'll be a lot more business as usual this week compared to last week.
Lane Kiffin and company has gotten a chance to see KJ once now. Didn't play last week. They've got tape on him this season, some of the new wrinkles that Kendall Briles has. I still think that KJ has a much better day, but as we've talked about this week, I know we're putting a lot at the feet of your starting quarterback, but your offensive line has to give him time. They have to run block for Rocket, AJ, and Rashad. I mean, you have to be better in a lot of different phases on offense and not just the quarterback position if you're going to have a chance against the Rebels tonight.
Well, and, KJ, hopefully a healthy, healed, refreshed body will do that. He has hopefully another good game in him, and it's been a little bit. So I'm sure he's anxious, and we've talked about the angle of how motivating maybe this opponent is to him. So maybe this has been the play in the last couple of weeks. They knew there was only maybe a window for one great game out of KJ, and they've planned it for today. Maybe that's just fan thinking, but I'd like to think that last week when they didn't think he could be anywhere near 100%, hey, let's wait next week and we'll get a really good one out of our quarterback.
I'm hoping that's the case, that he shows out today. Still an hour and a half left of Arkansas Game Day. Tommy is live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. We're presented by Bud Light this afternoon. Again, your calls and texts any point during the show, 877-377-6963. Whatever part of the state you're driving from this morning, make sure you be careful. I know it's cold up there in northwest Arkansas right now, and it's going to be cold, probably a little slick on the way as well. So a lot to get to left on Arkansas Game Day. Stay with us right here, ESPN Arkansas. HitThatLine.com.
When you're thinking car dealers, think Randall Ford at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, or shop us online at randallford.com. This is the fourth oldest Ford dealer in America. 114 plus years of going strong today. Fourth generation owned. Very proud to be a part of the River Valley. You know, they take care of local charities. They also help out the schools. They want your business. They want to earn your business. Come see us today at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
We've invented a new messaging system using the crisp sounds of Bud Light. Crisp Code, Lesson 86. This is how you say, gee willikers, it's a hot one. Let's cool down with some Bud Lights. And that's it for today. Bud Light, crisp.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Ask Shelter agents Randy Milam or Brad Howe about a free insurance review.
Needing your roof repaired? Ramos Roofing is a local company that has over 25 years of experience, specializing in your residential or commercial roofing needs in the Oklahoma area. Ramos Roofing, a company you can trust, offering discounts to senior citizens, law enforcement, or healthcare workers, and assists in your insurance claims. Ramos Roofing, standing behind their work so you can stand under it. Call 479-420-9903. That's 420-9903. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home.
This is Matt Blaylock for Blaylock Heating and Air and Plumbing Services. We are proud to be a locally owned and operated Fort Smith-based business for over 35 years. We've seen many changes since 1983, but one thing that has stayed the same is our mission to provide the highest quality products, sales, installation, and service to the people we serve, and to give our customers every reason to accept and recommend Blaylock Heating and Air and Plumbing Services as their heating and air and plumbing company. To get a red truck rolling your way, just give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren. The best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAR.com.
Let's talk guns at the Tackle Box. Ruger new model Black Hawk 41 Magnum 6.5-inch barrel with a box of shells, $7.99. Benelli M2 20-gauge black synthetic, $11.99. Browning Sweet 16 round knob, Belgium-made improved cylinder, plain barreled 1951 model, $13.99. And remember, the Tackle Box buys and trades guns and the customer wins. Tackle Box is also back into fly fishing. Come check it out.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
What do you get when you pull into Tony's Tire Service? You get the best selection of tires for any car, truck, or commercial vehicle. Tony's Tire Service has Cooper tires and is ready to serve you to get you back on the road safely. They'll also get your vehicle fixed with brake replacements, plus an alignment with the best repair guy in the area. Tony's Tire Service has been serving the River Valley for over 34 years. Come let our guys replace your tires with Cooper tires and our service department to make sure the vehicle has the best brakes and alignments. Tony's Tire Service, 7200 South 28th Street in Fort Smith. Service you can depend on.
WT Equipment is your home for New Holland ag and construction equipment, sales, parts, and service. For high horsepower row crop tractors and combines, utility tractors and hay equipment, compact track loaders, and mini excavators. WT Equipment has it all. Stop by one of their 8 locations to explore the value of New Holland tractors and see why New Holland hay equipment and twin rotor combines are second to none in harvesting ability. Need to upgrade your construction equipment fleet? Give WT Equipment a call. Come by a store or check out their website, WTEquip.com.
Building a home can be stressful. This is true whether you're the homeowner or the contractor. Many times these issues result in a lawsuit. If you are a homeowner or a contractor and find yourself needing legal help, call the attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partners. With experience representing homeowners as well as non-payment or other issues that could arise during construction. Contact Brad Hull or Kevin Hickey at 479-434-2414 in the River Valley or 479-802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas. Or check them out on the web at artriallawyers.com.
Here we go. From the Bushlight Studios, this is ESPN 95.3.
Well, this town is a pigskin paradise.
KERX, Paris, Fort Smith. This is Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, the fourth oldest Ford dealership in America. Arkansas Game Day is brought to you by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics.
Fires it down the sidelines. It's caught. That's going to be a touchdown to Matt Landers. Landers caught it on the sidelines inside the 10. He's into the end zone. 40 yards and a touchdown.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Welcome back into Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, presented by Bud Light. Kind of a wacky week for SEC football, Tommy. Now, we've talked about a few scores that are kind of peculiar to this point in time, like the one going on in College Station, the one also in Nashville. But this is a week for SEC football that's kind of meh when it comes to what we're traditionally used to in November.
Well, we get all the big many of the big rivalry games next weekend. You know, Georgia will play Georgia Tech, Clemson, South Carolina, the Iron Bowl, the Egg Bowl. All of those things occur, and those are important games, and schools set up their schedule to have a light week before what, in many cases, is the biggest game of the year. Arkansas, used to have the LSU game that we felt that way about, and I don't know how many times Arkansas had a week out of conference before then, but a lot of those schools do this traditionally and annually because they know the importance of winning that final game of the year. I think the final game of the year is always important. Arkansas plays Missouri. This rivalry hadn't gotten on track. It's next week. I think this game today may have more, feelings amongst our fan base because of the tradition, Ole Miss than Missouri. But there's no question this is a light week in excitement around the league because there's so many non-conference games.
Text in from our buddy Mitchell in Lincoln. He said, the way our defense has performed the last couple of weeks, if you were a betting man, which, Tommy, I know you're not, would you take the over or under on this 67.5? You were leaning a little more to what sounded like the over, but the line has shifted, as you brought up on the Bet Saracen app.
That's up to 67.5, but here's what shifted in my mind. The idea that it's going to be some kind of, similar outcome to last week, 13-10 or 17-14 or even 20-17, I think is out the window. That might be the halftime score. This game could still go under, but I think we'll see a combined total in the 60s at least.
I hope so. Not that I didn't enjoy watching the defense show out last week, but I think this offense is ready to do away with the last couple weeks. At a certain point, you got to put it behind them. You got to use those press clippings. You got to use those sound bites on radio and TV as motivation. And it's not like we've been over the top and being critical. They haven't showed up the last 2 weeks offensively, particularly on the O-line. And I know coaches talked about breaking tackles and whatnot. You got to show up today because I think Ole Miss is going to not necessarily put up 50-plus like they did last year, but I think they're going to be able to score a lot more with ease than LSU was able to in Donald W. last week.
Here's the deal for tonight, though. It's 42 and sunny right now in Fayetteville. The sun's going to set, in the 5 o'clock hour. Then it's going to turn colder. I mean, you're going to see the temperature drop quickly when that sun goes down. By game time and by the first quarter, we're going to be at 31 degrees. Now, I don't know what the wind gusts today are going to be between 15 and 20. I don't know what it's going to be like during the game exactly. It just says that's what it is for the day. But my point is your hands get cold, and I know these receivers can wear gloves. The quarterback, that makes it difficult on the passing, the running backs. But you can put on all those gloves you want, as you're going to find out tonight, Ty. Those hands still get cold. And I think this game tonight may come down to ball security, who has the costly turnover at the wrong time. And I can just tell you ball security and ball handling is going to be at a premium with the conditions tonight after the sun sets, and you get into the 30s and eventually into the 20s during this game. If that wind stays up, we're looking at a temperature probably about 26, 27 degrees at the end of the game. If that wind's blowing and the wind chills are in the teens, it becomes a mental game again.
Jackson Dart has thrown some interceptions this year. I hope you can take advantage of that. Ole Miss is not the best pass-blocking team in the country. You just had maybe your best sack outing this past weekend against LSU. Can you again find that same zone that you found yourself in the last 6 quarters of football for that defense. And you've got to give these fans something to cheer about. You're talking being 31 degrees. When something wrong happens early, it's really hard for fans to get back into it when it's that cold. You need to give fans something early, whether it's a turnover early or a quick offensive touchdown, so you can keep them inspired throughout this game tonight.
Yeah. You think this is more of a running game or a passing game tonight? That wind actually is up, and I don't know. It's I'm in the River Valley right now. It's probably a 5 to 10 mile an hour breeze. Do you think that what kind of effect could that have on this game tonight? I would think the wind's going to be a much bigger deal than the cold, but the wind on a cold night creates its own problems.
Yeah, I think it has to do with KJ's health, Tommy, and because we saw 2 weeks ago he didn't look like he could throw deep or didn't even want to uncork the ball in certain situations. And not to say that wind doesn't have an effect, but if I'm Ole Miss, I'm testing it early. I am absolutely loading the box to run. I'm going to say, all right, KJ, we'll see how healthy you are. Can you beat us over the top? And if he can't, then it's going to be a long night for Arkansas offensively.
Well, it puts the pressure on Rocket Sanders, and if can't throw, can KJ run? Because even a couple of weeks ago against Liberty, looked tentative in the run game, held the ball in the pocket and couldn't escape the way we've seen him, in that famous escape at BYU from this season. So, no, I think you're right. Coach talked this week about breaking tackles. If you're not going to be able to throw it, you're going to have to be able to run effectively. And I think this game, in a lot of ways, we talk about turnovers, and you can point out 4 or 5 things that it may come down to. But Arkansas's defense has been better because of tackling. They've tackled better in the last 6 quarters. They got to stay on that. Arkansas's got to break some tackles, make Ole Miss look like they have missed on several occasions.
KJ's issue this season when it comes to turnovers hasn't been interceptions. He's only thrown 3. He's got a 17-3 ratio. But, Tommy, he has put the ball on the ground at certain pivotal points, and you'd hope that one of those tonight. This has to be an extra level of emphasis from Coach Jimmy Smith, the running backs coach of the U of A, and Sam Pittman, Bryles, the rest of those guys. When you catch the football or you're running the football, you got to make sure it is buttoned up just because of, we know the impact. I mean, your arm can go numb if it gets hit the certain way because of how cold it is. I just hope that a turnover like we saw last week isn't the reason the game concludes against you rather than for you tonight.
Arkansas's kind of been middle of the pack on turnovers lost this year. They've had 14. That's 8th in the conference. You look at Ole Miss, they've a little better. They've had 12. That's 3rd in the league. So it tells you everybody's kind of a little bit tight in the same similar numbers. So Arkansas, a lot of games boil down to the turnover margin. This is probably another one. If there's multiple turnovers in the game, sometimes it's where they happen. Last week it was some turnovers on downs, rather than just absolutely putting the ball down on the turf or throwing an interception. When you get that field position, someone makes a mistake in the wrong place, Ty. We saw Arkansas not take advantage of that last week, particularly early against LSU. That's what's got to happen. When you get a chance on a short field, you got to go score.
And I think that's been not just an issue in the last game, but all season. When your defense comes up, as you just said, with a big-time stopper, a momentum-changing play, offensively – guys, they gave you the ball back in a great spot. You got to go down and punch it in the end zone. I mean, you have to show the defense that if we make a play, we're going to respond and execute. And not just last week, but the Achilles heel at this team at times is not capitalizing on those. Last year, they were in the plus margin in turnover differential. This year, not so much. Offensively, they've had some key mistakes in certain times that they didn't have last year. So, yeah, it has to be a two-way street. It's kind of like fast break points, Tommy. Yeah, there's a miss or a turnover. You got to take advantage. It's like if you see – it'd be the equivalent of Arkansas basketball, like when they forced 30 turnovers against Fordham, but they only had like 10 fast break points. You'd be sitting there scratching your head like, how does that happen? Like, you have to turn those into points, and this offense specifically needs to turn those into touchdowns tonight.
Keeping our eye on a couple of games involving top 5 teams. We'll update some scores in a second. We're live at Randall Ford, the best of the best, right here at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. New car dealership. They won that award. Also, Collision and Repair Center. So if you need your car fixed, I know there was some icy roads or some slick overpasses and bridges, we'll say, that maybe it caused a few people to get into some collisions. Maybe you had some hail damage. They can take care of that. This weekend, the new F-150s have thousands off. They're starting the Black Friday sale early, and you can get thousands off of MSRP. They've got several in stock, plus tack on 3.9% financing on new F-150s. They got about 8 or so of these right now available, so come take advantage of discounts below sticker price and great financing here at Randall Ford. I guess we're inside a minute to go in Waco, and TCU has the ball tied down 2 as they're trying to drive on Baylor and maybe get a field goal to win this baby.
Yeah, Duggan just brought it into field goal range inside the 30-yard line. 43 seconds left, new 1st and 10 for the Horned Frogs. And then you look at it, so it's my dad's getting real nervous, I guarantee. He's standing up right now.
Get nervous for him.
Yeah. Right now, the Vanderbilt Commodores look like they're going to pull it off against the Florida Gators. 31-18, 4:38 to go in that one. Austin Peay actually didn't they at least covered. They lose 34-0 against Alabama, and then Texas A&M only beats UMass 20-3 behind a putrid crowd at Kyle Field. Did you watch that video I sent you?
I have not yet, but I did get the text. It came in during the segment. The other game we should note, with 4:37 to go, Brett Bielema and Barry Lunny, the Fighting Illini, are leading third-ranked Michigan 17-13. So both of those games, the Baylor-TCU game and this Michigan-Illinois game, have huge bearings on the college football playoff. So right now, the ranked teams are behind with just seconds left in the case in Waco.
There's a lot of fans in Los Angeles, Tuscaloosa, Knoxville. Who else am I missing, Tommy? What's a team like right outside? I guess Baton Rouge to a certain extent. They've got to beat Georgia in the SEC championship for that to be the case. And wow, TCU. All right, Tommy, 10 seconds left. They're bringing their field goal kicker out. This will decide it right here.
Yeah, this big moment. I mean, because for Tennessee, like you said,
he piped it. Oh, yeah. My dad's
ball game. Close to ball game.
Sorry, Dad. No, that's game. Zero's on the clock. TCU survives in Waco, 29-28. I'm sorry, Dad. That sucks.
All right. Well, now you can hope, I guess, if you're a Tennessee fan or you're an LSU fan. Well, LSU's got to win out. It doesn't matter what happens. The rest of the way, they got to win out to even have a chance. Everybody's rooting for Illinois. So, I mean, like I said at the top of the show, we got to make a business decision here. We're rooting for Brett Bielema and the Fighting Illini because right now they could rock the apple cart and kind of take a lot of the shine off Michigan, Ohio State next weekend.
So what did you – I told you my opinion. I want both the Buckeyes and the Wolverines to walk in undefeated to Columbus next week. What's your take on that?
I think the loser of that game, unless it's like an epic, 4 overtime, 1-2-point game or whatever, I think the loser that's out of the top 4. So I think it doesn't really matter. So I'd just rather see 2 undefeated teams go at it. I'm kind of with you.
All right. Well, we'll talk more about that coming up. Come back to Razorbacks and Rebs in just a bit as well. Again, this is Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, presented by Bud Light.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
When you're thinking car dealers, think Randall Ford at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, or shop us online at randallford.com. This is the 4th oldest Ford dealer in America. 114 plus years of going strong today. 4th generation owned. Very proud to be a part of the River Valley. They take care of local charities. They also help out the schools. They want your business. They want to earn your business. Come see us today at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Wheels RV wants you to seek out all the natural state has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
For 33 years, Manfield's Automotive Parts City Auto Parts has been trusted as your one-stop for all your vehicle needs. Get a great deal on a Superstart battery and any of the products you need for the do-it-yourself upkeep on your car or truck. When you need work done, Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts does everything from oil changes, brakes, alignments, diagnostic work, air conditioning, and more. Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts in downtown Mansfield is open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and 8 to 1 on Saturdays.
The holiday season is here. Road Chevrolet in Van Buren is rolling in new inventory, and we can't wait for you to come take a look. Over 40 new vehicles are on the way to our lot, ready to go home with you. Now through December 31st, customers who purchase any new or pre-owned vehicle will receive a $500 gift card just in time for Christmas. Buy now and make no payments until 2023. Receive up to a 120-day payment deferral for well-qualified buyers. Visit Road Chevrolet Van Buren, 2800 Alma Highway. Prices you'll love, people you can trust. See dealer for details.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Fishing never stops. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle has everything from jigs to raincoats, Todd Huckabee crappie rods, Bobby Garland crappie jigs, and stay warm and dry with a River West rain suit, the area's largest selection of Zoom plastics, Flash Mob Jr., Kitech swim baits, Mega Bass rods, plus rattle traps, life jackets, and rod and reel repair. Find all the top brands and everything you need at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 1 mile east of I-540 on Highway 64. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
Ride without compromise. CF Moto's brand new U-Force 1000 XL with 2 3-person bench seats to haul more rear ends as you haul butt. Auto Finders in Adventure, Oklahoma has the perfect CF Moto for any road you choose. Get some serious mud on the tires with aluminum rims, custom paint, power steering, and a 3,000-pound winch. No wonder the CF Moto is Auto Finders' best kept dirty little secret. Ride without compromise at Auto Finders in Adventure, Oklahoma in Roland. Visit a complete list of inventories online at autofindersok.com. Your search ends here.
It's getting colder outside. Did you know you could save up to 60% on your heating bill by converting to safe, reliable natural gas from AOG? The savings can actually pay for your conversion cost. So why pay more to heat your home and water? The convenience and abundant supply of American-produced natural gas makes it the right choice. Call 784-2000 or visit AOGC.com and switch to natural gas today. AOG, energy for life.
There's nothing more comfortable or convenient than a pair of Hey Dudes on your feet. And Jelco Outdoors has just received a huge shipment of Hey Dude footwear. Jelco has Hey Dudes for men, Hey Dudes for the ladies, and Hey Dudes for the kids. New styles for fall. When it comes to Hey Dudes, no one has a bigger or better selection than Jelco Outdoors. Get your Hey Dudes today for the entire family at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Option right. KJ cuts back. Jefferson at the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas! What a run by KJ!
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Back here at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. This is Arkansas Game Day presented by Bud Light. Lots still to get into here. We're going to be with you a little more than an hour. Then Phil, Gino, and Rick Schaefer will be taking over for the Learfield pregame. Tommy, what is the proper way for those that are attending tonight's game to try and stay warm outside of just layering up? I mean, is it hot hands? Is it buying the thing that you're talking about? Or is it something else that you'd like to share with us?
Internal heat, is that what you're asking about? Liquid heat? Is that what
whatever.
Is that what you want me to? Is that what you want me to tell you?
You say whatever you
want. Have liquid heat.
You volunteer whatever you want to say here, and then I'll
volunteer. I think you got to be careful about the layers you put on. I think you got to have one set of attire for pregame, and then you got to have another set of attire for in the game. You got to layer differently, thicker, heavier layers for in game because you're sitting, you're not moving, you're going to be held hostage by the wind. Not a lot of places to get away from it. So, and you can't take layers off in the stadium really. So, I think I'd go with like parka level layering tonight at the stadium.
I think that's a good idea. Beanie, mittens.
Thick, heavy stuff.
Do
tonight.
the whole thing. I got a Fireball party stick, Tommy. It's 40 of those 50 milliliter little bottle things. It is literally like
no trouble there.
Huge. It's like the size of this radio board here.
You can't take that into the stadium.
I know, but I'm going to spread Christmas cheer early this holiday
season.
Season.
Just leave me a few of those there, and I'll pick them up on my way back through.
Yeah, you can. But y'all have some at the house, I thought.
Oh, no, it's already. It's been cold this week, Ty. It's been cold.
You guys drank it? You and Laura drank it already? That is my Fireball in a solo cup. There's something special about that outside of Razorback Stadium. But I think about the one of my favorite memories.
Solo cup? Y'all don't just pass the bottle around?
Slug it? I mean, that happens. I wasn't going to bring that up. But, again, you volunteered your binge drinking habits.
I've heard.
So
I've never partaken.
So. I guess I can admit that we do that, us heathens.
I'm not sure how warm that. I'm not sure that'll be enough tonight, though.
I'd say that's true. My dad was extra cautious when we were kids about making us have the hot hands and making sure, like, it was funny. I swear he made us layer up like 5 or 6 different layers when we'd go to the game. I mean, it used to be the Friday after Thanksgiving game against LSU every other year, and it was always cold in Little Rock. It's colder in Fayetteville because of the wind and the being nestled in the Ozark Mountains and whatnot. But those are some of my favorite memories, is just freezing my tail off watching the games with my dad and brother.
Yeah, crowd will look different tonight. You won't see as much red. You'll see some camo. You'll see people's ski attire that they wear to Colorado or wherever at spring break. Everybody's digging out the stuff that outside of the hunters. The hunting people they've already got that stuff out. But hey, where's that bib and jacket, that Columbia jacket I wore to Winter Park 2 years ago? Hope it still fits. Those are the conversations we've been having the last 24 hours. Which tote is that in the attic? Everybody's been looking for that stuff over the last 24 hours.
I got buddies that went duck hunting this morning, going to go to the game tonight, and then go back duck hunting. Actually, I think they're deer hunting tomorrow. Forgot that started this weekend as well. So you've got modern gun season for the bucks, and then you've also got duck hunting, mallard blasting just started as well. I can't pull off camo. I can pull off a jean jacket. I can sort of pull off the cowboy hat, but I can't pull off
jean
camo.
Jacket ain't going to cut it now. That's your outer layer. You're in trouble.
That's my outer layer.
You're in trouble.
I'll be okay. I'll be fine.
Not much wind resistance there.
I'll button it up. I'll be okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll be fine. Hey, we're live at Randall Ford, best new car dealership. Also, the best of the best collision and repair center. We've been talking about these F-150s. They've been going fast here today. They've marked them down below sticker price. In the last couple of years, cars have been going, in some places above sticker price. Well, they got them here at Randall Ford, thousands off of MSRP. They got several in stock. It's the Black Friday sale that's already begun. Plus, you can tack on 3.9% financing on new F-150s. So come see Jeremy and the team. Save thousands off on F-150s, but these will only last till the selection they have in stock are gone, and they're under 10. So get here today and get one of those and drive it home for the game tonight.
What I really appreciate, Tommy, is that this is the final game, and I think we're actually going to have a good crowd tonight. I was pleasantly surprised for the LSU game how many fans showed up and once again had an impact on the Tigers. I'm hoping we can say the same thing about Ole Miss tonight. You've talked about the sun versus the no sun scenario and how much colder it is in Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium at that point in time, but I think the fact that this senior class has done so much with turning around this football program that that's going to cause some people to say, you know what, one last ride. That was kind of the theme of the video they put out yesterday. One last ride, because next week they're in Columbia. They're not at home.
Yeah, and there's always the last one at home, and usually it is cold like this. And I think about a player and a guy like Bumper Pool who becomes your all-time tackles leader. I think about some of those guys that it's so different now because you'll have players that have only been with your team, maybe even just this year. But we're seeing a lot of those players with less than kind of a 4-year relationship with the fans. But to me, I'm probably more drawn to someone like Bumper, who seems like he's been here 10, and it's probably been, I guess it's been 6. So those are the guys that I think will probably get the loudest applause because they have the deepest relationship with the fan base.
Yeah, it definitely has. And it's a chance, it's a chance to get a marquee win. You don't have one outside
top 15 win
outside of Cincinnati this year. You don't have one. That's the best team that you've beaten. That's the only good team on your resume that you can say, you know what, that's a good football team. The rest of them, not so much. Ole Miss is a really good football team. They went toe-to-toe with Alabama last week. They had LSU on the ropes kind of in the first half until things fell apart. This is a good football team, and you have a chance to add that to your resume this year and go out on a high note. For Bumper Pool, that for Dalton Wagner, for all these seniors who endured so much pain and so much crap under Chad Morris, to go out on a high note in the place they started would be pretty stinking nice.
Yeah. Update from Ann Arbor. Illinois has just punted to Michigan, and with 2:16 left in the game, Michigan will have the ball down 1, 17-16. So more drama in the top 5 of the college football playoff rankings as Illinois and the fighting Brett Bielema's would like to hang on and rock the apple cart in the Big Ten.
I think that was a double-digit line on the Bet Saracen app, if I remember that right. So credit to Illinois for showing up. And you were talking about the emotional side of things with Brett Bielema dealing with the death in a family. Sure seems like that's inspiring his team, and they're playing for their head football coach today. And Ann Arbor, we know, is not a tough place to win, and they're so close, 2 minutes away from doing just that and really throwing a wrench. Baylor almost threw a wrench in the college football playoff rankings, Tommy, and now Illinois has a chance to do that very same thing that Baylor couldn't accomplish.
Yep, got the ball at midfield, just over 2 minutes to go, so we'll keep an eye on this one as we move through the next hour or so. This one will be over in the next few minutes, though, so we'll keep an eye on that. So I'll give you an update because this is, I mean, when you look at, we're talking about who would benefit the most. Tennessee obviously would move up. I think LSU, obviously, with 2 losses, has to take themselves there by winning out, beating A&M, winning their game, and then beating Georgia, but with their record. But Alabama can still find a way to, if chaos prevails. So USC's got a big one tonight. So. There's some teams that could use an open slot in front of them.
Game coming up in about 5 minutes. Georgia traveling to Lexington this weekend. They're playing Big Blue Nation, who had a lot higher hopes than where they're at right now. If you remember, Kentucky just lost to Vanderbilt last week. And I'm forgetting that game if it was in Nashville or if it was in Lexington. Either way, there's no it was in Lexington. No excuse for that performance. So maybe they'll respond against Georgia today. We know they at least have the lines of scrimmage to at least compete against Georgia, but they always seem to lack a bunch of skill position guys, and I just don't know if they can contain Georgia's offense in this football game.
Yeah. All right, a minute to go. Michigan has been held on third down. It's 4th and 3 from inside the 50, and Michigan's going to get the first down. We'll keep an eye on that. Michigan still with the ball, 53 seconds. The clock stopped.
So that's the SEC game that's on CBS, and the night games that you brought up earlier, Oklahoma State and Oklahoma, that game's in Norman. USC and UCLA, both teams have one loss. UCLA to Oregon earlier this year, USC to Utah earlier this year, same day that BYU hosted us, Arkansas. That was a great game. Had a friend that actually went to both games, and he got the price of admission when he went into that Utah game in Salt Lake City. But I think from a national standpoint, as we brought up, there's not going to be as many eyes on tonight's game. But I'm pretty interested to see what happens in this game tonight in Norman because of Mike Gundy's comments about them wanting to continue to play. They're not getting to. And then also for USC and UCLA, I think that USC's probably the lone team in the Pac-12 that has a chance to make the college football playoff. If the Bruins beat them tonight, that's all for nothing.
Yeah, and it's starting to all shake out. You mentioned the Bedlam game. Couple of things going on there. First of all, Oklahoma has the same record as Arkansas. They're 5-5, so they're looking to get bowl eligible. The other added benefit is they could more or less knock OSU out of the Big 12 title game. They need some help because Kansas State's ahead of them in the standings, and TCU's already punched their ticket to that game. But they could pretty well end OSU's hopes of getting to the title game from the way I read it with that win tonight.
Those are, again, games that are always interesting. Is it weird that Bedlam's not the last week of this season?
Well,
that seemed odd to me.
Well, it hadn't been for a few years because when they set up the schedule and the Big 12, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, they didn't because they were concerned that it'd be back-to-back week repeat. So it hadn't been on the final weekend in, I don't know, 3 years, 4, something like that. But, part of it was having some of these rivalry games between powerhouses in that league. You could have them play each other back-to-back weeks. And I think that was frowned upon. So
that makes sense. Well, that's a defense that's kind of struggled a little bit at times under Brent Venables, which is not what you expected in year one over a defensive-minded coach. Your defense this year has struggled, but it's really found its groove these last 2 weeks, particularly in the last 6 quarters. Jackson Dart forces the ball at times. He's inaccurate at times. So he's a good quarterback. He can run, and he's going to make some plays today with his legs. But if you're Drew Sanders, if you're Isaiah Nichols, if you're the rest of these pass rushers today, you got to get home like you did on Jaden Daniels last week. Bring him to the ground because otherwise this kid's going to get you for 10 or 15 yards.
Yeah, and tackling. Arkansas the last 6 quarters has tackled well. That to me is the key again is you've got to get these guys to the ground. I know that's basic and stating the obvious, but Arkansas hadn't done that. Hadn't done that consistently. Since halftime of the Liberty game, they've been a better tackling football team. They certainly did last week against LSU. That cannot let up tonight.
Excuse me. Oh, gosh. Oh.
All right. Sorry?
Yeah, that's mine.
Bless you. Well, while you clear a lung there, I'll talk for a second in your stead. Michigan has a play under review right now. They're trying to get into field goal range, and they pretty well are. They're down 1 to Illinois. Brett Bielema's team has played a heck of a ball game today and trying to really cause problems within the college football playoff. It's 17-16, less than a minute to go, and there was a pass play that is under review with 20 seconds left in the game. Football's right now somewhere near like the 23-yard line, so well within field goal range. The ruling on the field is completed pass for Michigan, but if this is overturned, it's going to cause the Wolverines to have to rethink their strategy here. But they're in field goal range. We may see a similar ending to what we saw in Waco, Ty, as TCU kicked a walk-off field goal. Michigan's hoping to do the same thing.
I'm sorry, Tom. I don't know what the deal is. That was nice when you did that.
Too much fireball, it sounds like.
I guess. That was nice when you were able to do that a couple years ago. Connor Limpert was the one that drilled that game-winning field goal. You won in walk-off fashion with Brandon Allen in the 2-point conversion in that overtime game in Oxford back in 2015. This game tonight has gone down to the wire several different times. Tommy, you were looking at the series history in the last decade or so. While Ole Miss has gotten you, in the last 2 of 3, you've won last 5 of 8. Is that what you said yesterday morning?
Arkansas's won 3 of the last 4, but
okay.
Have only won the first half of the last 8 years, going back to 2014. Arkansas won those 4, but of the last 4 meetings, Arkansas has only won 1. Ole Miss has won 3 of the last 4. Arkansas has won 5 of the last 8, but doesn't mean much. The recent trend has been all Ole Miss.
It's one of those things you have to look at as well with Lane Kiffin and Sam Pittman, as you have to do with Mike Leach and Eli Drinkwitz. The comparison, they started the same year. It was looked at that Lane didn't want this job, Sam did, and there's a comparison there. Now, Lane Kiffin's done a magnificent job rating the transfer portal. 17 guys that he's brought in this season, a lot of them play significant minutes, and I think based on what I heard from Coach Pittman this week, I think he's looking at Lane's roster and saying, he's managed to get a lot of talent through this portal. Arkansas got even more than they did 2 years ago. I expect, just based on some of Sam's comments and what we're seeing in college football, I expect Arkansas to have its highest portal adage since this transfer portal kind of got structured, and that came about, Tommy.
Yeah, and the portal gives you a way. We used to have the standard, and we'll give you an update. Michigan's went ahead 19-17. We'll talk about that in a second. The portal, we used to have the standard. Coach needs 3 full years to get his recruits in, get his staff settled, all these things. I think the portal's changed that. I think fans are realistic to have a quicker timeline for a turnaround. It depends on where you're at, how many scholarship players. What was it? LSU had 37 scholarship players left at one point. And look at the season they're having. They're going to Atlanta. So the portal is can put you at warp speed to get your program back on its feet, no question.
And you think about what Michigan State did a year ago. Other teams have done the same thing. Look for Arkansas to take advantage and bring in some kids that are not directly in high school. Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, presented by Bud Light. Our number, 877-377-6963. Still a lot of text, calls, and a lot more to get to when we come back.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Call World of Wireless if you've recently lost your internet service in the Paris-Subiaco area. World of Wireless, a local internet provider providing service since 2015 to rural Arkansas. We cover areas east of Fort Smith, south of Fort Smith, and rural areas with high-speed internet with plans starting at $49.95 a month. But you got to call us, World of Wireless, 478-6616. It's 478-6616. If you recently lost service from your internet provider in and around Subiaco and Paris, call us, 478-6616, or go to wowfastinternet.com.
Are you an experienced concrete finisher? Do you want to make the highest salary in the area? Do you want to get paid bonuses for your good work? Then Forestgrin is for you. Apply now from any device, anytime, anywhere at goforestgrin.com. Goforestgrin.com. Apply now at goforestgrin.com. Are you an experienced dump truck driver? Do you want to make the highest salary in the area? Do you want to get paid bonuses for your good work? Then Forestgrin is for you. Apply now from any device, anytime, anywhere at goforestgrin.com. Goforestgrin.com. Apply now at goforestgrin.com.
Who's hungry, Fort Smith? Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. And this month, I'm serving up heaping helpings of deals on Rath road-ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. So right now, you could save up to $4,500 on a nicer, newer car, based on the price of the car you choose. It's our feast of savings, and these deals are all gravy, so if you're sick of your old ride, toss it like yesterday's leftovers. Come in today, and you can save up to $4,500. Keeping the car you have? Get it ready for winter in our Meineke Car Care Center with a free winter-ready inspection, half-off brakes, and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. So pull up a chair at my feast of savings, and you can save up to $4,500 on a nicer, newer car. But hurry! A deal this hot will cool down fast. Only in Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Late breaking news. Central Hydraulics has teamed up with Wacker Neuson to meet your ever-growing equipment needs. Wacker Neuson offers loaders, excavators, skid steers, telehandlers, and more. Central Hydraulics is also your Gates Hydraulic Hose Center. Stop by today at 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith. Central Hydraulics, helping you move the world.
WT Equipment is your home for New Holland ag and construction equipment, sales, parts, and service. For high horsepower row crop tractors and combines, utility tractors and hay equipment, compact track loaders, and mini excavators, WT Equipment has it all. Stop by one of their 8 locations to explore the value of New Holland tractors and see why New Holland hay equipment and twin rotor combines are second to none in harvesting ability. Need to upgrade your construction equipment fleet? Give WT Equipment a call. Come by a store or check out their website, WTEquip.com.
Van Alma Tire Center is always right around the corner from you with all the major brand tires for you to choose from. Bridgestone, Firestone, Cooper, and more. Turn into Van Alma Tire Center for all your tire needs, alignments, oil changes, brakes, and more. With service you can depend on. Van Alma Tire Center is your one-stop shop for all your vehicle and tire needs. Right around the corner at 6805 Alma Highway, 5 miles east of Van Buren and 2 miles west of Alma.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing, and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Option right. KJ cuts back. Jefferson at the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas! What a run by KJ!
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Back here at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. This is Arkansas Game Day presented by Bud Light. Tommy, you were telling me during the break, Michigan survives a close one over the Fighting Illini.
Yeah, kick a field goal with 9 seconds left. They win the football game 19-17 over Illinois, who gave quite a scare to Michigan today. Illinois had a couple of chances with less than 10 seconds to move the ball 80 yards and failed to do so. So 2 massive scares in the top 4 that really could have shook up the college football playoff, but TCU has a walk-off field goal against Baylor to survive, and Michigan more or less does the same thing to beat Illinois today to set up a undefeated matchup, I presume undefeated matchup with Ohio State, and what should be a showdown probably for the not only the winner go to the Big Ten championship game, but also to the college football playoff, most likely.
It'll be a fun one. Harbaugh, Ryan Day next week. They're coaching for the Big Ten championship destination, as you just mentioned, that will likely lead to the college football playoff. Now, we didn't talk a lot about this week, but Tommy, it is. I forgot that Drew left his old duck call in studio. It is the opening of duck season.
A duck?
Hold on. How do you hold on?
No, please.
How do you do it?
Well, exactly. That's the best question. Yeah. You're scaring them off for everyone else. So,
it
is duck season.
Is there a certain rhythm to it?
Yeah, there's. We need to send you to Stuttgart to the World Duck Calling Championship and get you some training. But there'll be a lot of people out in. I don't know if they'll be breaking ice quite yet, but they'll be out in them blinds. They were there this morning, be out there tomorrow. Deer hunting, you got to choose. Arkansans are equally passionate about both. There's probably more deer hunters, but, man, the guys that go duck hunting, they're passionate about that. Turkey hunters, passionate about that in the spring. But, hopefully this cold weather is pushing those ducks down. I've been listening to all my buddies that go a lot, and they've been looking in the sky and looking for them geese to kind of show a sign that maybe them ducks are on the way.
Is it with Mississippi State having the artificial noisemaker, the cowbell, shouldn't Arkansans and Razorback fans bring in the duck calls and have that same benefit?
Well, we got the hog call. We don't need a duck call. We got the hog call.
We need an artificial noisemaker. I would think there's going to be some duck calls inside of Razorback Stadium and outside of the stadium today. What is the camo percentage that we see from duck and deer hunters inside that stadium?
You see some.
I've got some friends that will be sporting it tonight because they're going straight from the deer woods and the duck blind to tonight's game, or straight to tailgating, I guess. But
Ty, it's the warmest piece of clothing most of us own is our hunting gear, and you think about deer hunting, it's a lot like going to a football game on a night like tonight. You're sitting still in one spot. You got to be bundled up. Only difference is you don't have to be quiet tonight. But for most people, the warmest things you have are what you do wear hunting. So it will make sense for a lot of people to wear their hunting clothing tonight.
Arkansas has had a lot of success against Ole Miss in Fayetteville. The Rebs only 2-10 since the teams joined the Southeastern Conference. I guess since Arkansas joined the Southeastern Conference. Hopefully that becomes 2-11 after tonight. We know Lane Kiffin 0-1 in Fayetteville as the Ole Miss head football coach. One of the worst games that he's ever coached and been a part of, as Matt Corral throws 6 interceptions 2 years ago. And I know he got the better of Arkansas last season in Oxford. But do you think there's anything to Ole Miss not having success here, Tommy, since they joined the league?
Well, I think Fayetteville's been a tough place, but Hugh Freeze talked about that a couple of weeks ago, that he didn't win in Fayetteville. You look at the meetings in Arkansas and Fayetteville. This will be the 16th meeting. Arkansas leads 12-3 in that series. I think traditionally Arkansas has just been the better of the two programs, but things have changed in the last 10 years. That's for sure.
Yeah, you think about Ole Miss, as we talked about earlier, this is your chance for a marquee win. They've got the better of you last year and hopefully not tonight. And rankings-wise, you at one point were inside the top 10 for football, and then now Ole Miss sits inside the top. I guess they're 15. Are they 15, Tommy? I think they're 15. 14. So they're sitting inside the top 15. You have been out of the rankings for quite a number of weeks now. They have, at this point in time, or the perception is that they are a better football program than you. And you can do something to change that tonight with a win on senior night and go start Sam's career 2-1 against Lane Kiffin head-to-head as the Ole Miss and Arkansas head coaches.
For Ole Miss, which direction are they headed? I know that 8-2 on the year, but are they convinced there's still a lot to play for? I know that the Alabama hangover can be real, not just the physical beating sometimes that Alabama can lay on a team, but also the fact that you had a lot of expectations. You had a lot of plans. Ole Miss had plans to maybe get to Atlanta finally, and Alabama sealed that wasn't going to happen last week. But they've lost 2 of the last 3 now to a really good LSU team and a great Alabama team. But you struggled for Ole Miss against A&M, so they probably just want to get things on the right track. They probably don't feel good about any of the last 3 performances.
When we come back, we'll give you some more score updates. Again, Illinois blows it against Michigan, as does Baylor earlier today. You had a chance to knock 2 teams outside of the out of the college football playoff. Both the Bears and the Fighting Illini were not able to do so. This is Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, presented by Bud Light.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
People here in Arkansas, yeah, they love to have their fun. So when they want to party right tonight, their party place gets it done. Balloons, costumes, and decorations, with themes of party education. It's time to party, so come to the party place. It's time to party, so come to the party place. Let's party.
When you're thinking car dealers, think Randall Ford at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, or shop us online at randallford.com. This is the 4th oldest Ford dealer in America. 114 plus years of going strong today. 4th generation owned. Very proud to be a part of the River Valley. They take care of local charities. They also help out the schools. They want your business. They want to earn your business. Come see us today at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
When you need to customize your ride, whether for work or play, check out River Valley Truck Outfitters. Full line of LED lights for your headlights to work lights, B&W hitches, toolboxes, ladder racks for all your work needs or play, grill guards to full front bumper replacements, full line of WeatherTech and Husky floor mats. Let River Valley Truck Outfitters get your window tinting on. Best prices and quality in the Fort Smith area. River Valley Truck Outfitters can get your ride ready on Highway South 71 on top of Rye Hill. 648-8855. That's 648-8855.
Do you have concerns about the integrity of your roof? Liberty Roofing of Fort Smith and the surrounding area is here and ready to serve you. Liberty Roofing is here for all your roofing needs. Quality roofing services, licensed, insured, and certified. Give Liberty Roofing a call at 650-6231 to get started for a free roof inspection and estimate. Call 650-6231. Liberty Roofing is here to tend to all your roofing needs. Let Liberty Roofing cover you. Check us out on Facebook.
Ride without compromise. CF Moto's brand new U-Force 1000 XL with 2 3-person bench seats to haul more rear ends as you haul butt. Auto Finders in Adventure, Oklahoma has the perfect CF Moto for any road you choose. Get some serious mud on the tires with aluminum rims, custom paint, power steering, and a 3,000-pound winch. No wonder the CF Moto is Auto Finders' best-kept dirty little secret. Ride without compromise at Auto Finders in Adventure, Oklahoma in Roland. Visit a complete list of inventories online at autofindersok.com. Your search ends here.
Are you a qualified CDL driver with local or over-the-road experience? Tired of driving older equipment? Not having enough home time? Feel like a number? You need Patriot Transport. Patriot Transport, based in Centerville, with locations in Russellville and Van Buren, provides you with late model equipment, has a family atmosphere, and provides you the opportunity to make $95,000 per year. Patriot Transport works with you to get the miles you want and the family time you need. Change your life today. Visit patriottransport.com to apply. That's patriottransport.com.
Are you an experienced concrete finisher? Do you want to make the highest salary in the area? Do you want to get paid bonuses for your good work? Then Forest Grin is for you. Apply now from any device, anytime, anywhere at goforestgrin.com. Goforestgrin.com. Apply now at goforestgrin.com. Are you an experienced dump truck driver? Do you want to make the highest salary in the area? Do you want to get paid bonuses for your good work? Then Forest Grin is for you. Apply now from any device, anytime, anywhere at goforestgrin.com. Goforestgrin.com. Apply now at goforestgrin.com.
Frank Rowe Furniture is your family-owned furniture, appliance, and electronics store. We have been servicing the area for 38 years with quality products and service after the sale. Frank Rowe Furniture offers a no-pressure sales atmosphere where you can actually enjoy shopping for your furniture. We also offer in-store, no-credit check financing. Don't wait weeks to be able to take your furniture you purchase home. Stop by and we will load you up today. Family-owned, service after the sale, and no-credit check financing. Frank Rowe Furniture, 405 4th Street, Marlin, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Unleash your inner detective at the 6 Foot Climb Murder Mystery Dinner. It's the ultimate murder mystery experience where you will enjoy a riveting night of conundrum and peril disguised as belly shaking, feet stomping, side-splitting laughter. Enjoy a scrumptious dinner coupled with some of the best entertainment in the Arkansas River Valley. The 6 Foot Climb is an experience you will never forget. Hosted at the Beard and Lady Inn in Chester, Arkansas. For tickets and more information, go to the6footclimb.com.
For 33 years, Manfield's Automotive Parts City Auto Parts has been trusted as your one-stop for all your vehicle needs. Get a great deal on a Superstart battery and any of the products you need for the do-it-yourself upkeep on your car or truck. When you need work done, Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts does everything from oil changes, brakes, alignments, diagnostic work, air conditioning, and more. Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts in downtown Mansfield is open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and 8 to 1 on Saturdays.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Option right. KJ cuts back. Jefferson at the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas! What a run by KJ!
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
All right, back at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. It's Arkansas Game Day, also presented by Bud Light. Plenty of sunshine. You look out the windows here at Randall Ford. It looks like a glorious fall day. You step outside, and old man winter's just around the corner. It's a great time to get to Randall Ford. My buddy Jimmy Haas is here. Y'all had a big day here, and Jeremy's kind of cranked up the Black Friday savings already a week before Turkey Day.
He really has. You know, right now we have our best inventory as far as new vehicles. We had some more new trucks hit the ground today. I would be willing to bet that we have more new vehicles than any dealership in this area as far as on the ground and here for people to look at, Tommy. You know, F-150s, Expeditions, Explorers, Bronco Sports, we have 9 of those in stock. So a lot of cars.
He was telling me thousands off the MSRP on these F-150s, and there's less than 10 that have the special savings. So discounts off the sticker. Plus, you can still get the 3.9%. So things are changing, and they're changing in the customer's favor right now.
You're exactly right. And so if, you know, one of the things is, you know, the car market's declining. It's going down. So the prices are coming down. The interest rates have been real high, but Ford's got that
3.9.
3.9. So yeah. You're not going to be able to get that at any of the local banks or any of the, you know, the
even if you had like an 850.
Yeah, exactly.
Even with the great credits.
Exactly.
Also, you got the Lightning in stock right behind me. These are someone was asking me before, and about mileage and all that stuff. I don't even know if they measure it in miles or if it's hours on the. I don't know enough about these electric cars yet and trucks. And this is you wouldn't know this was an electric truck until you open what you think is the engine, and that's the other trunk.
Well, we actually had Ty do the show from there a couple of weeks ago.
He shouldn't have ever opened it up. He should have left him in there.
Yeah, he plugged right into the front of it. This thing will go close to, this has the extended battery life, so it'll go close to 400 miles. It has more power than what you could even imagine, over 700 horsepower. So the minute you step on the pedal, I had to change my terminology. It's not step on the gas anymore, step on the pedal.
All right.
This thing flies. So it'll be the fastest production truck you've sat down in a long time. It's great.
Let's look at the screen inside there.
Yeah.
I guess that controls everything.
It does.
It's like 2 iPads or something, maybe 3.
Yeah, it's huge. Plus it has the
good
the
for us
sunroof.
old guys that can't see anymore.
I love that.
Yeah. So, all right, come see Jimmy. Y'all are here all afternoon. Going to be here several hours more, and get these deals on these F-150s. Below sticker price and 3.9% financing here at Randall Ford. The best of the best, baby.
Best of the best in the River Valley with new cars. Tommy, we really appreciate you guys coming out and being a part of this every week, and we appreciate the job you do for us, man.
Thank you, Jimmy. Jimmy Haas, come see him or any of the crew here. Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, Ty, in Fort Smith. Again, the 4th oldest Ford dealership in America.
All right, when we come back, more Arkansas Game Day presented by Bud Light. Your calls and texts on the way.
When you're thinking car dealers, think Randall Ford at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, or shop us online at randallford.com. This is the 4th oldest Ford dealer in America. 114 plus years of going strong today. 4th generation owned. Very proud to be a part of the River Valley. They take care of local charities. They also help out the schools. They want your business. They want to earn your business. Come see us today at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Come on along, head for the mountains of Bush Beer. Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's smooth, and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bush Beer. Head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Like me.
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2022. Anheuser-Busch, Busch, and Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV?
What? No way, dude. Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen.
Ask shelter insurance agents Ted McAvoy in Greenwood or Jeff Clark in Fort Smith about a free insurance review.
If you are looking for a tractor to fit your farm or property, from landscapers to ranchers, take a look at the all-new Bad Boy tractors, built tough to be a workhorse in the field. Bad Boy has a history of combining power, performance, and quality, and you will find that in every tractor they sell. See your local Bad Boy tractor dealer in Western Arkansas, Alma Tractor and Equipment in Alma, or visit almatractor.com.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren. The best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAR.com.
Do you have concerns about the integrity of your roof? Liberty Roofing of Fort Smith and the surrounding area is here and ready to serve you. Liberty Roofing is here for all your roofing needs. Quality roofing services, licensed, insured, and certified. Give Liberty Roofing a call at 650-6231 to get started for a free roof inspection and estimate. Call 650-6231. Liberty Roofing is here to tend to all your roofing needs. Let Liberty Roofing cover you. Check us out on Facebook.
Unleash your inner detective at the 6 Foot Climb Murder Mystery Dinner. It's the ultimate murder mystery experience where you will enjoy a riveting night of conundrum and peril disguised as belly shaking, feet stomping, side-splitting laughter. Enjoy a scrumptious dinner coupled with some of the best entertainment in the Arkansas River Valley. The 6 Foot Climb is an experience you will never forget. Hosted at the Beard and Lady Inn in Chester, Arkansas. For tickets and more information, go to the6footclimb.com.
High-Tech Truck Refrigeration Service is all about God, family, and our country, and they proudly display the red, white, and blue. At High-Tech, they specialize in truck and trailer repair, service, and are certified in refrigeration repair. And every day, give thanks to those who have served our country and paid the ultimate sacrifice for folks like you and me. High-Tech Truck Refrigeration Service, located in Van Buren at 6410 Alma Highway or at 479-474-2220.
When it comes to your vehicle dent repairs, you want a local professional that you can trust. Littleton's Paintless Dent Repair is your place. Michael, his family, and team have been in the community for over 30 years and are the best in the business. When all the other pop-up hail damage places have packed up and left town, Littleton's is still here taking care of your vehicle every day. Stay local. Stay with the best. Stay with the name you know and trust. Littleton's Paintless Dent Repair. Highway 112 off I-540 in Pensacola.
Hey, where's the rest of the beer?
I'm probably out unless you clowns brought some.
Well, I've already had 3. Who's going to get more?
Order it from your phone.
From where?
Sody's delivers.
You mean where my girlfriend gets her wine and those cheese plates?
And if you don't want to drive, that's where you can order it. My free beer is gone.
Sody's now delivers inside Fort Smith city limits. Just order from mysodys.com or download the Sody's app and order from your phone. Sody's Wine and Spirits. Experience different.
KERX, Paris, Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your mornings.
ESPN 95.3. This is Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, the 4th oldest Ford dealership in America. Arkansas Game Day is brought to you by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics.
Fires it down the sidelines. It's caught. That's going to be a touchdown to Matt Landers. Landers caught it on the sidelines inside the 10. He's into the end zone. 40 yards and a touchdown.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Little different conditions for the basketball team compared to what the football team's going to have to deal with tonight. Tommy, I just got a text from a buddy. He got a picture with Eric Musselman in his Low Hogs t-shirt and some Razorback swimming trunks. I think that the weather.
You got a buddy over in Maui?
He's in Maui, man. Just took a picture
Awesome.
with him. So I think that's pretty cool. I don't know how many fans are making the trip for that next week. If you are, be safe, of course. We know that flight's on. Our buddy Chuck is going to be flying tomorrow, Tommy, right? On the 8-hour flight tomorrow?
He's flying tomorrow. I mean, I would love to go to Maui, don't get me wrong, but an 8-hour plane ride just sounds like torture to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does.
It doesn't sound fun at all.
I mean, Maui would be great, but I mean, you know.
Which basketball player do you think would be the best at surfing? Or I don't know if any of those guys have ever surfed before, but which one are you saying, you know, this guy looks like he'd have the balance and athleticism to do this? I'm gonna go
with Devo, and I'll tell you why.
That's where I was actually gonna go too.
Lower center of gravity. I don't think surfing's made for them 6'7", 6'8" guys. I don't think, you know. I think the taller you are, probably maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, you know, my next time on a surfboard be my first, but I think that surfing, probably that lower center of gravity would be where you'd go.
I'd say him or Darian, just because Darian's thick, and I think that it probably helps to have a little more weight in the balance. So I would agree with you on that. Immediately when I asked the question, I didn't know the answer, but I was like, I think Devo, and then you said it, so I'll agree with you.
I mean, I have a hard enough time on a skateboard. You know, I wouldn't get on a skateboard right now, so I don't know about surfing.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it. It would definitely take a lot of practice for me to at some point get on the surfboard. But I know they're doing that today. Coach Musk talked about that, so hopefully the guys will have some fun and everyone stays safe out there. Again, first game, Louisville, next Monday, 4 o'clock. We'll have pregame coverage beginning right here at 3:30 on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. We've talked all football to this point. That game should be pretty fun on Monday.
Well, we need to let our audience know we're going to begin with post-game coverage following the Learfield broadcast. So you now have the inaugural post-game show presented by Randall Ford. We've got some other great sponsors that we're going to mention when we get there Monday as well. I don't have that list from me. I mention them now. I don't want to get any of their names wrong. But we'll begin that Monday. So the game is at 4 and be over about 6. We'll probably be on 6:30 to 7 o'clock, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one. I think I'm excited. Y'all know that I love Razorback basketball, and I love football too. But basketball is the sport I grew up playing. That's the one I put on top. And this will be, I don't know if Louisville will necessarily be the first test you have, but you'll play a test if you win that game in Creighton or in Texas Tech, and you just got to have to wait and see. But you can't overlook Louisville either because they have all, even though they're 0-3, all those losses have been by a combined 3 points.
Yeah, I don't know if they've scheduled poorly or if had some bad luck, some of both. I don't know, but yeah, I'm not in the camp that you're just going to roll over Louisville because they're 0-3 with 3 kind of no-name losses at this point. I'm not buying any of that. So we'll see. You'll be lucky to win over Louisville, and then maybe you can go on. You get 2 wins over there. It's been a highly successful trip to the islands. So I'm looking forward to it. We're going to have about 25 of the 31, 32 games, whatever it is. In December, we'll have the Saturday action. It'll be a great game against Oklahoma on the second weekend of December. I think Bradley's maybe one of those other games on those Saturday Decembers. And then beginning conference play December 28th, we'll have every game from there forward, including the Big 12 showcase game with Baylor. So we'll be with you following all of those game broadcasts beginning next week with the Maui Classic.
Let's switch.
And we'll be on, I should say, we'll be on the Monday and Tuesday. We're going to enjoy some Thanksgiving and family time on that Wednesday following the game. But Monday and Tuesday we'll have post-game coverage.
Let's switch gears back to football. The confidence level that you had in this team is definitely different than where it was at the beginning of the season. But that doesn't mean you can't win tonight. I still think there's a lot of confident Razorback fans out there based on the way that you play Ole Miss, based on the implications for KJ Jefferson, getting him back, just based on the way you feel about this football team defensively the last couple of weeks. I do wonder what that is in the locker room, though, Tommy. What their confidence level is. We know the line is what it is. You brought it up earlier. It's down to 1.5 on Bet Saracen. But what do you think this football team is feeling heading into senior night from a confidence standpoint?
Well, I would think defensively you got to be real confident about the way you played the last game and a half. We've talked about those last 6 quarters. So I think defensively, and you'll have Slusher back in the mix, I think you're feeling pretty good about where you're at. Offensively, I think the fact that KJ's back makes everyone around him more confident. The fact that Dalton Wagner's scheduled to play and be back on that offensive line. That offensive line has not exactly shown out the last few games. I mean, they're due a breakout game. I believe they're much better than they've shown, and I think tonight maybe they get after it a little bit. But I think just having KJ back on the offensive side is going to really lift this whole team.
This series is pretty close. It's 36-31-1 that you hold the lead, and lately, even the last decade or so, there's been some pretty even, pretty close battles. I think when you talk about KJ Jefferson, you hope to add another tally to your total tonight. And I think KJ has the ability to do that. I would not feel confident about this game whatsoever if KJ's playing time was in doubt or if he was not playing. I would have picked Ole Miss a week ago. As soon as the LSU game ended, I would have told you Arkansas is not winning this game. But this kid, man, he's just a difference maker. Y'all know how it is. When you played high school or junior high, there was that one dude that changed the complete outlook of your football, your basketball, your baseball team. Well, Tommy, KJ is exactly that for Sam Pittman's squad.
Well, I mean, as he goes, the team goes, and that's why we've seen a couple of games where Mississippi State and then last week where he doesn't play, that you felt like you'd win if he had played. I mean, that was I don't think I was alone thinking that. I think it's kind of stating the obvious to some degree, but it's worth stating because that's what he means to this team. So changes everything. You become a little a little less run-oriented. But Arkansas was extremely one-dimensional last week in that game. Weather had some to do with that, but not having KJ made Arkansas a very one-dimensional team. So I think that's what he'll add more than anything. While he's not going to be an all-SEC passer and he doesn't have that kind of arm, he has enough arm talent to balance the offense and to keep the defense a little more honest.
Still watch how Ole Miss plays Arkansas. If I'm Lane Kiffin and company, I'm testing KJ early. I'm stacking the box, stacking the line of scrimmage, and proving that the Arkansas starting quarterback can beat me over the top. Because if he can't, then we're going to find similar issues that we've seen the last 2 weeks. But if this guy comes out ripping deep throws and he's finding guys open on go routes and post and whatever the case may be, then we're going to have a high-scoring affair tonight. Because I don't think as much and as talented, as good as the defense has been playing the last 2 weeks, Tommy, I don't know if we're going to see that similar type of performance tonight based on what Ole Miss has in the arsenal. And the guy to watch out for is Zach Evans. Still don't know his status. Got knocked out cold against Alabama next week. I haven't seen anything. Maybe I need to check an update, but still don't know his status today.
Well, I don't think you're going to keep Ole Miss to 13 points like you did LSU, but I'll tell you, if you tackle the way you tackled LSU in the second half of the Liberty game, you're going to go make things tough on Jackson Dart and Lane Kiffin's play calling, because they do like to run the ball, and Arkansas has been good about just crashing in there, just basically showing some aggression. So I hope they're aggressive with their play calling and really attacking those gaps.
Yeah, and for Arkansas's defense, when you think about what's made them successful these last 2 weeks, and you're talking about just pounding the gaps and making them beat, I think it's just you play free. And that's what Coach talked about earlier this week. It's not so much, hey, I have to be in this gap or that. You just go get the quarterback. I mean, Jayden Daniels was on his back the entire game for LSU last week. And I hope that Dart's on his butt. If you go back to 2014 when you shut out Ole Miss 30 or 31-0, whatever it was, Bo Wallace was on the ground in that cold night all night long. I mean, he could not get up off the turf because Arkansas just put him on his rear all game. That confuses a quarterback. It irritates him with his offensive line. You hope Dart's screaming and yelling at those guys today just because Arkansas's defensive line of linebackers are getting to him. Plus, you got Miles Slusher back, too, who has shown that he can get to the quarterback as well.
Well, this is the kind of weather on a cold night. We're talking about temperatures going to drop into the 30s at kickoff, into the 20s. You take a little bit of a pounding early in this game, it'll make you want to quit. One of these teams is going to quit tonight in all likelihood. And I'd like to see a game that comes down to the end and the Hogs win. But, this is the kind of game where you get behind a touchdown or two in the third quarter, you're down 17, something like that, Ty. Time to fold up the tent and go to the house. It's not going to be fun standing out there for one of these teams that's on the losing sideline in the heat or in the cold tonight, looking for some heat in that locker room or wherever else. I'll tell you, getting out early on the opponent, you can break their will, I think, a little faster tonight because of the conditions.
Forgive my ignorance. Can you build a fire in the tailgate? Are you allowed to? Is that legal? Or
I don't think open. I don't think that's legal.
Okay. Well,
I might test it tonight. Yeah, I don't know how many people are going to bring firewood up there. I don't think open flame is legal.
You have some firewood in the backyard. I'm just going to go grab some of that, throw in my Camry, and then just where's our tailgate at? I guess there's some leaves and other stuff, and we'll find some lighter fluid, and we'll just see what happens. Get some brick and surround it, so make sure it doesn't get out of what's the old guy, Smokey the Bear? He doesn't want us to prevent forest fires. I guess prevent tailgate fires too, but maybe we do that later on. I am excited for this being the first night game at Razorback Stadium this season. It's going to be cold, I know that, but I'm going to be on my beach. It's like, is it Corona that you find your beach, Tommy? I'm going to find my beach inside of Razorback Stadium tonight. It's been a while since you've had an SEC night game. There'll be a lot of recruits. What Richard tell us? There's 50 to 60 recruits that are going to be in.
What he said was there last week. He said for the 11 a.m. game, which everybody says you can't get people to visit. He said there was 55 to 60 for LSU, and he is expecting a similar showing tonight for this game.
Well, you think about the playoffs, not just here in Arkansas, but other places. Now that they're kind of winding down, guys' teams are getting eliminated. They have more free time, and this is a game I think you hope that some good marquee young men will be in attendance for, because just need to continue to add to that arsenal. Right now, Arkansas ranks number 16 on 24/7 Sports with 23 current commits. Early national signing period coming up. Hopefully get all those guys signed, and then they're going to start hitting the portal. Something you mentioned that I think is very, very true is the fact that if you play in that Vegas Bowl on December the 17th, that gives you a lot more time to hit the portal and do some other stuff, while other coaches are at a disadvantage because they're still coaching their teams getting ready for bowl practice.
It gives you a head start, lets you work on getting your early signees done, all that behind you. I mean, basically you never break camp. You can re-recruit the guys you want to keep. You can thin out the ones you don't, and you work the portal. It just gives you a jump on a lot of that stuff. But I'm sure there's some disadvantages I ain't thought of as well playing that early too. No break. You don't get much of a break between your last game and maybe the bowl prep for that.
Don't get as many bowl practices. That would be the one that maybe
I bet you can still get 15 in. I think it's 15 you get. I bet they still get them all in.
I guess they're not playing. I'm thinking the SEC championship is the first weekend of December, and I guess Arkansas is not playing that, so they would be from what is the?
Well, I mean, hang on. If you stop and think about it, they announced the games on the 4th. You could start work on the 5th. That game, you'd have to struggle. Yeah, you're right. Getting them all in would be a challenge.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that.
But essentially, you don't break camp. I mean, you get done with that game. You got the week of the championship game, and it'd be like having a bye week. Then you go right back to work. Yeah. In some respects. Now the question is, and this isn't just an Arkansas deal. It's going to be an everywhere deal, other than maybe the New Year's Day 6 in the playoff games. Who decides they're going to opt out and not play? This is becoming far more fashionable as every year carries on.
Great point. We'll update you on the Georgia-Kentucky game when we come back. It's Arkansas Game Day live from Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Only one more segment that you can get in your text, your calls, as we get you ready for Phil Elson, Rick Schaefer, and Gino Bell on the Learfield pregame. That's coming up in about 15 minutes.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
People here in Arkansas, yeah, they love to have their fun. So when they want to party right tonight, the party place gets it done. Balloons, costumes, and decorations, the teams of party education. It's time to party, so come to the party place. It's time to party, so come to the party place. Let's party.
When you're thinking car dealers, think Randall Ford at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, or shop us online at randallford.com. You know, this is the 4th oldest Ford dealer in America. 114 plus years of going strong today. 4th generation owned. Very proud to be a part of the River Valley. You know, they take care of local charities. They also help out the schools. They want your business. They want to earn your business. Come see us today at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
What do you get when you pull into Tony's Tire Service? You get the best selection of tires for any car, truck, or commercial vehicle. Tony's Tire Service has Cooper tires and is ready to serve you to get you back on the road safely. They'll also get your vehicle fixed with brake replacements, plus an alignment with the best repair guy in the area. Tony's Tire Service has been serving the River Valley for over 34 years. Come let our guys replace your tires with Cooper tires and our service department to make sure the vehicle has the best brakes and alignments. Tony's Tire Service, 7200 South 28th Street in Fort Smith. Service you can depend on.
Fishing never stops. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle has everything from jigs to raincoats, Todd Huckabee crappie rods, Bobby Garland crappie jigs, and stay warm and dry with a River West rain suit, the area's largest selection of Zoom plastics, Flash Mob Jr., Kitech swim baits, Mega Bass rods, plus rattle traps, life jackets, and rod and reel repair. Find all the top brands and everything you need at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 1 mile east of I-540 on Highway 64. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
Searching for a promising career change? Looking for an established company that pays competitively and values its team members? Then come be a part of the Beckert family. Beckert in Van Buren has immediate openings for production operators paying up to $29 an hour. Sundays are paid at time and a half, and night shift work has an added premium of $1 per hour. Applications are available 24/7 at Beckert, located off I-40 at Exit 3. Apply today.
This is Mark with W&W Automotive. Before you hit the holiday road, drop by and let us check your antifreeze. We'll also take a look at your battery, your hoses, belts, things like that. If it's been a while since your last oil change, well, we can take care of that too. We service all makes and models, foreign and domestic. We offer front-end work and alignments also. Don't wait. Come see us just off of Townsend on South O in Fort Smith. Call 242-1600. That's W&W Automotive, a bumper-to-bumper certified shop.
It's getting colder outside. Did you know you could save up to 60% on your heating bill by converting to safe, reliable natural gas from AOG? The savings can actually pay for your conversion cost. So why pay more to heat your home and water? The convenience and abundant supply of American-produced natural gas makes it the right choice. Call 784-2000 or visit AOGC.com and switch to natural gas today. AOG, energy for life.
Hey, where's the rest of the beer?
I'm probably out unless you clowns brought some.
Well, I've already had 3. Who's going to get more?
Order it from your phone.
From where?
Sody's delivers.
You mean where my girlfriend gets her wine and those cheese plates?
And if you don't want to drive, that's where you can order it. My free beer is gone.
Sody's now delivers inside Fort Smith city limits. Just order from mysodys.com or download the Sody's app and order from your phone. Sody's Wine and Spirits. Experience different.
Why do people do business with First Western? Because First Western builds relationships with all of their customers. They partner for the long haul to help you with your financial goals over all seasons of life. First Western is prompt, responsive, and they deliver with quick answers and on-time loan closings. When is the last time your banker called you? If you are looking for a high level of service and a financial partner who will listen and respond, try First Western. For more information, visit them online at firstwestern.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Ask Shelter agents Brandon Zimmerman or Chris Dooley about a free insurance review.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Option right. KJ cuts back. Jefferson at the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas! What a run by KJ!
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
I just turned my head, and Kentucky turned the ball over somehow. I don't know if it was a Will Levis interception or a fumble, but they were driving, looked like they had a chance at a field goal. That Georgia defense comes up big again, Tommy. That's might be the best defense in football.
I'm showing 3-0 here, Georgia over Kentucky. You said Levis had to be helped off the field a little bit ago. So Georgia not exactly dominating in this affair, but I'd be surprised if in come fourth quarter Georgia's not commanding the lead.
They took him through concussion protocol. He sat out like 1 or 2 plays and got back in there. He kind of dove into a guy's knee pads with his head first, but it looks like he's okay. But yeah.
Knee pads, like they wear those anymore.
What are they? I guess it's been so long since I've played. What does the equipment look like now?
Well, they should. I mean, they're required to wear knee pads. But if you watch all these players, they pull their football pants up over their knees. I guess they feel like they're faster or something like that. So, yeah. But the pad they used to have there, I mean, when we play, I mean, it's wafer thin, so it doesn't provide a lot of protection anyway.
Yeah, not a lot of cushion. I can't say that it's exactly helping in that category. All right, final thoughts here again on Arkansas Game Day. Tommy, what is something that we need to address before we hand it over to Phil and the guys?
You know, Brad in Mountain Home texted a little bit ago, and he asked, is this the night that Arkansas finally puts together a 4-quarter performance? I think it's a great question. We didn't discuss that a lot. Arkansas has yet to have a game where you felt like, man, that was a complete performance, start to finish, 4 quarters, both sides of the ball. And could it all come together on a cold November night where you finally get your every phase of the game working? I don't know if tonight's tonight, but, you know, Arkansas is due for one of those.
That'd be nice. I mean, that'd be nice from start to finish. You shut out Ole Miss, and your offense just gets going because it's been it hasn't even started the last couple weeks. It's been sputtering. You've been in the driveway. You haven't even pulled out. I don't know if tonight's the night, Tommy, but again, this is the best. This is potentially the best win of your season that you could have and say by the year's end that you could put on the schedule.
Oh, absolutely. So this would be a quality win and would certainly not only just get you bowl eligible, but maybe bump you up a little bit in the pecking order of where you might go in that group of 6. And I think Arkansas right now, if they can get bowl eligible, you mentioned the Vegas Bowl. It'd be a great facility. It'd be a good trip out west for a lot of people. I think Memphis and Liberty Bowl would be a great destination. Hogs would have a big home or a big crowd advantage in that situation. So I think you just got to punch your ticket, though. You got to get one of these last 2 wins.
Did you decide what you're eating tonight? I know you didn't have time to put something over.
Thought about it, honestly. We've been busy all day today, so probably something cooked indoors rather than on the smoker at this point.
Yeah, it's. I'm assuming it's not patio weather tonight, right?
No, it's going to be a little cold to build a fire and watch it outdoors. I think tonight's an inside night. But, hey, I'll tell you one thing. You can come check out the selection here at Randall Ford. They're the best of the best. They won the Best New Car Dealership Award from the votes here in the River Valley. Also, the Collision Repair Center. So if your vehicle's been in a hailstorm or maybe with the slick bridges and overpasses this week, you've got some damage maybe from something along those lines, they can repair your vehicle. Right now, they got a great selection of F-150s. They got thousands off the MSRP price. So if you've been waiting for the market maybe to turn your direction, that you got the edge, well, now's the time because they've got them here at Randall Ford. F-150s in stock, below sticker price, plus 3.9% on new F-150s as well. Their Black Friday savings, they cranked them up today, so come get them before they are gone. They got less than 10 remaining here at Randall Ford. 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, the 4th oldest Ford dealership in America.
I think for fans, you appreciate what these guys have done for your football program the last couple of years. The teams that were horrible, the 2-10 back-to-backs Center Morris. You've now turned it around. You love to be able to send them off on their way on senior night. KJ Jefferson, the younger guys, the underclassmen, they know how impactful, how significant this win would mean to Sam Pittman and the rest of this football team. It's right in front of you guys. Go get it. This is not an unbeatable team. Ole Miss is beatable. Just do your job tonight, and it'll turn out okay.
Well, but let's not pretend like Ole Miss isn't a good football team. And they've had a couple of rough weeks. They hadn't really played well in about a month. They struggled with A&M. They played well in 2 losses to LSU and Bama. Emotionally, where are they at? Mentally, where are they at? So, I mean, it's a big game for Ole Miss, who still wants to stay in contention for maybe a Sugar Bowl or something in that New Year's Peach Bowl, something at New Year's Day 6.
All right,
I know one place they won't be going. Atlanta to the SEC Championship again. That's not happening.
That'll be LSU and Georgia. Once again, Ole Miss not ending up in the SEC Championship. But Tommy Kraft, I'm Ty Richardson. This has been Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford. Enjoy the game tonight. Phil Elson, Gino Bell, and Rick Schaefer coming up.